Welcome back to Flashpoint Radio. I'm your host, Jay-Z. It's January 30th, last day of January. Right, honey?
Yep.
Last day of January. I can't ever get those straight. Which months have 30? Which have...
Wait, it's 31st. 31. Sorry, 31.
Oh. Yeah, so I guess not. Tomorrow's still January. But thanks for joining us this evening. We're going to take a look at a local story, Obama story, and then a domestic flashpoint I think you guys should keep in your minds. First off, this evening, I'd like to point you guys to my video I made earlier today about Freddie Mac and the bets they've been making against the American homeowner. Check it out, it's 4 minutes long. And I haven't seen it really out there in the mainstream news, even Drudge Report, so I think it's pretty good. But we're going to hop right into it this evening. First, we're going to look at something that happened last Thursday in Georgia. Barack Obama was scheduled to appear in an Atlanta courtroom regarding his birth certificate. This was a legit trial. This was an actual judge, a circuit judge, and he refused to dismiss the request by the Obama White House to excuse him from showing up. He said, no, this is a legal matter, and we're going to treat it as such. So on Thursday, Barack Obama decided not to show up. He simply stayed in Nevada instead of showing up. He was warned by the, I believe, Attorney General that he shouldn't take this lightly. So we'll see where this goes going forward, but you can look that up. Obama to ignore order to appear in Atlanta court. It's from the White House dossier. Next on our list, something local for those of you living in Missouri. Kansas City, my family in Kansas City. This one's for you as well. This deals with all of us here in the Show Me State. As you know, if you haven't heard, there's some rumblings down in Jeff City about enacting a toll between Wentzville and, I believe, Independence, Missouri. And it's a toll that will be collected for you to travel across our state, just like a lot of other states have already enacted. This has been on the ballot before. This has been tried before in Missouri and always failed. But now, the director of the Department of Transportation director, Kevin Keith, said to the Post-Dispatch last week that the Missouri voters could be bypassed on I-70 tolls. That they don't need the will of the people to make you pay to use your roads. They believe that they need $2 to $4 billion to repair the highway between St. Louis and Kansas City, and they've decided to go to private companies that will collect the toll to recoup the money. So we would be paying a private company to allow us to drive on roads that our tax dollars pay for and our gasoline taxes already sustain. If you live in Missouri, look at it, check it out, make sure your local politicians and your local representatives know that you're watching, that this is the kind of stuff that will enrage a population. So keep that one on your radar here in town, in state. And finally, we're going to look at a larger flashpoint that has a possibility to hit anyone in any city in the United States. As you're aware, last fall saw the birth of the Occupy movement in New York City, and it quickly spread to cities around the country. Probably came to a city near you, and you probably had to drive by some people waving some anti-capitalist signs at some point. Well, as you may or may not know, it was facilitated by, at times, the Democratic National Committee, kind of surrogates for them, and some George Soros operations, funded operations. And this is where our news of the day comes from. This came from last week, but George Soros gave Newsweek an exclusive interview, which, if you didn't know, Newsweek and the Daily Beast, an online rag, have combined forces to give us even more trustworthy news. And we're going to hop right into it. George Soros is fearful of the coming future here in America and around the world. First off, you can look at this article, pull it up, and you can see that in the third paragraph, it already states a lie. They're doing an introduction to George Soros, and it says, but people who know him well say he advocates making long-term stock picks with solid companies, avoiding gold, the ultimate bubble, quotes, and mainly holding cash. Go on your search engine, start page instead of Google, and put in George Soros buys gold. You'll find it last year multiple times. So this is already misdirection on the first page. But you have to listen to what this man says, because he is one of the richest men in the world, and he has a lot of clout globally and a lot of insight to what's going on. So you can't brush his comments aside. It says he is more concerned with surviving than staying rich. Quote, times like these, quote, survival is the most important thing. As he sees it, the world faces one of the most dangerous periods of modern history. A period of, quote, evil. George Soros is telling us evil is coming. Kind of fun. He states the best case scenario is a deflationary environment. The worst case scenario is a collapse of the entire financial system. Those are happy words, happy words. And when asked about Occupy Wall Street and the threat of it turning violent, it says, quote, he stated, yes, he says, almost gleefully. The response to the unrest could be more damaging than the violence itself. It will be an excuse for cracking down and using strong-arm tactics to maintain order. To maintain law and order, which, carried to an extreme, could bring about a repressive political system. A society where individual liberty is much more constrained, which would break with the tradition of the United States. Okay, there you go. George Soros, who funds all liberal rags, all organizations that work to undermine the Constitution, just told us that a threat of economic and social unrest is coming that could do exactly what people like Alex Jones and other people that have been warning you for time and time again, that our government has the ability and is very possibly going to enact some sort of martial law situation to deal with those that cannot feed themselves. You may be able to feed yourself, but will you be able to protect yourself from those that cannot? Hunger is a very powerful force, and it can make people do very bad, evil things. So I guess after looking at that story, after seeing this news come out, and you know what is a serious possibility on the horizon, how are you looking as far as protection at home? Do you own a gun for your own protection? Because police are meant to solve crimes. They can't protect you. They're not going to be there unless by luck to protect you from someone that wants to hurt you. You're going to be forced to protect yourself. So, have you bought a gun? Do you own a gun? Do you know how to use it? Do you have enough ammo to get you through some sort of situation? Think about those things. Those sound crazy and bizarre and extreme thoughts to have, but are they really? Just stop and ask yourself, are they really that extreme? Should I really take these issues lightly? I don't believe you should, for your own sake and your own safety. So that's what we have for this evening on Flashpoint Radio. Follow me at Flashpoint Radio on Twitter. I've got flashpointradio.com prepared and getting prepared to go live, so we'll have another form of communication. I thank all of you for your comments, my family and those that have been watching, for the constructive criticism. I think it's really helped, and I'm getting a bit more comfortable. So stay tuned, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good evening, and God bless.